and welcome back to Talk Wordy, my hub for all of the words that I read, write, or otherwise want to yap about. Today, I have a very, very special author guest on the pod. She's the author of several rom-coms, as well as her new romantasy, Something Wicked, and is a co-host for the Happy to Meet Cute podcast. Her next book, Toe to Toe, comes out March 10th, or if you're listening to this the day the episode airs, today, please welcome Falon Ballard.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so giddy. I was literally just telling you, I was like, I cannot express my excitement enough for the fact that there's going to be another dance adjacent book out in the world for me to consume.
I am so excited for this book to come out. I am obsessed with it, and it excites me to hear your excitement, and it also is terrifying because then I'm like, oh God, what if everybody hates it?
Never. Not possible whatsoever. Before we get into more about that book, as well as some of your other books, what I like to do normally with all of my guests is talk about what we're reading, watching, and listening to. Mm-hmm. But since we're in a time crunch and I am quite a fan, so I have many questions to ask. Sure. I want to narrow it down to what has been your latest hyperfixation? What has been on the brain for Falon Ballard?
I mean, truly, like the rest of the planet, I am solely invested in heated rivalry.
I was just about to say, this could go one or two ways. I was like, it's either the traders or it's heated rivalry.
It's both.
Incredible choices.
It's both. But I didn't know that my life was going to be changed. And
no.
I will never be the same again.
I'm convinced that books that are adapted into media by Canadian companies, they have something else in them that is just perfect. Yeah. It is beyond anything else. Yeah. I had no expectations going into heated rivalry at all. I'm not super big on hockey storylines only because I know nothing about hockey.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Everybody's talking about it. I've seen one thirst at it. And I was like, I gotta see what this is all about.
Yeah. That's all it takes.
What is it? 6 or 7 episodes later, lives changed. Lives have been changed. I've recommended it to all of my friends. Even my most cynical friends are like, this changed me on a molecular level. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it's truly brought the world together unlike anything I have seen in a very long time. I was at a Christmas holiday party, and I'm just talking to this random straight guy that I don't know. I've never met him before. And he was like, oh, you write romance. So are you watching Heated Rivalry? I'm like, yeah, obviously.
Of course I am, yeah.
Sat there and we had a full conversation about it. I was like, this is doing things that we never could have imagined. And it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like Heated Rivalry is not only just hitting its target audience, it's broadening it to the people you would absolutely least expect to be watching Heated Rivalry. And it's everything to me, truly.
It's amazing. It's perfect.
Okay, so first I want to talk about Something Wicked.
Yeah.
It was your romantasy debut. What made you want to switch genres? And what about writing romantasy was different this time around than starting a rom-com manuscript?
Yeah, I mean, I have always wanted to write a fantasy. I actually wrote the very first version of Something Wicked right after I wrote my first draft of Lease on Love, so way back in 2020. I just have always been a huge reader of fantasy, and so I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. It was just sort of figuring out the timing. And it's so different because it's so much harder.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
If you've ever heard me talk about my writing process at all, I hate plotting. I am a pantser hardcore. I sit down at my computer with basically no information in my head other than who the characters are. Mm. And then I really just figure out the story as I go. I tried to do that with romantasy, and I was like, oh, this does not work. So I had to really adjust my writing process. The world building was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Every edit letter I got back from my editor was more details, more details. And I was like, oh my God, I don't ever want to hear the term world building ever again for the rest of my life. So yeah, it was tough, but it was so fun to do something different and challenge myself and get to play in a world where you know, you can stab people and have magic. And I'm like, this is awesome, actually. So that part was really fun.
It's very cathartic, but I will say there's so many things that you have to keep track of when you write a romantasy.
It's a lot.
Oh my gosh. Especially like if you're, I mean, luckily when I wrote my romantasies, I was really deep in the genre. So I was like, okay, here's kind of what it takes. Here are the, you know, the big players, yada, 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 versus like, I can't even imagine somebody coming in from just like the contemporary romance scene and going, okay, I'm facing a Goliath trying to put this to paper.
Yeah, I think if you haven't extensively read fantasy, I never could have actually made that happen. So I think it was good for me that I have been reading the genre for so long, because that really helped me be able to kind of like wrap my head around it.
For sure. Personally, I am a sucker for great comps. And with both Something Wicked and Toe to Toe, you knocked it out of the park with those comps. Moulin Rouge meets Shakespeare. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Also, and Dirty Dancing meets Magic Mike. Yes. When I saw the Dirty Dancing comp, I literally like fell to my knees. I was like, are you kidding me? That's like one of my all-time favorite pieces of media.
It's the best.
How did you end up landing on these comp combinations? And what about each of those stories resonated with you?
Yeah, I mean, with Something Wicked, when I pitched the series to my publisher and when I was writing the first draft of it, I knew the Shakespeare part of it from the beginning. Like when I wrote that first draft way back in 2020, that was really the heart of the story, was the Macbeth part of it. I am like a huge Shakespeare nerd. I have a background in theater, so that has just always been really important to me. And I knew that I wanted to tie in like multiple Shakespeare plays into one series and kind of tie them all together. But that first draft was set in like a very different world. And it wasn't until the Moulin Rouge aspect of it came into it that I was like, oh, this is what makes it work. And I'm obsessed with it. I'm an elder millennial theater child. So Moulin Rouge, the movie, was pivotal to my life. And then in 2019, I saw Moulin Rouge on Broadway for the first time. And I have since seen it more times than I will admit to, because
you know what? That's a flex, though. That is not a bad thing at all.
At least lately, I'm like, it's a business expense.
It's so a write-off. It's for research.
We're writing that off. It's all good. But the world of Moulin Rouge is like so lush.
Yes.
That it really made everything kind of come together for me in that one. And then with Toe to Toe, I fully got the idea for Toe to Toe when I saw Magic Mike 3 in the theaters, and that last scene when he's like doing that dance in the rain with the ballerina, and I was like, okay, this is a thing that needs to happen. And again, as an elder millennial, I mean, yes, Dirty Dancing is like very pivotal, but like center stage for me was,
oh my gosh, yes,
everything. So it was like kind of like all three of those things coming together for me really solidified it all. And I just love I love other pieces of art. Like, that's what really inspires me. Like, most of my books come from some sort of inspiration from something outside in the pop culture world, movies and theater and all of that. So I love it when it just, like, all kind of, like, clicks in my brain. And I'm like, okay, yeah, here we go. Let's do it.
Especially, like, as an author that's pursuing traditional publishing, a lot of times when you're trying to set up, like, what your comps are for your books, they so badly want you to like reference books within the last 5 years. And I'm just like, what is wrong with comping a TV show or a movie? I know that as a consumer, like if you comp musical theater, for your instance, like, oh my gosh, the book, I'm probably not even reading the back cover copy before it's in my cart, in my seat, in my house, on my bookshelf.
100%. Yeah. And obviously I'm not the one responsible for most of my marketing, but like I can't even tell you how many times I have said over the past year, oh, it's Macbeth meets Moulin Rouge. And somebody's like, oh, you don't need to say anything else. Like, done, sold. And I'm like, yes, love that for me.
Also, as someone that is very vocal about theater, I'm dying to know, what are some of your favorite like musicals or theater productions?
Okay, I mean, I have 80 million. It's my life. Like sort of my pivotal ones. A Chorus Line was one of the first that I like really got into as a kid, and so inappropriate. I was like, I don't know if we can say bad words on this podcast.
Go ahead, girl.
I was like, as like a 10 and 11-year-old child walking around singing the song about tits and ass. And I was like, why was my mother letting me do that? But okay, here we go. Phantom of the Opera is the first professional production I saw. I was 6. I was too young to be seeing Phantom of the Opera.
That's a formative experience,
there's a theme.
Yes.
Rent was my life in high school, again, as the elder millennial that I am. I think recently, obviously, Moulin Rouge, that's like a no-brainer.
That's evergreen. It's so good.
Yeah, but like maybe Happy Ending is so incredible and like so brilliant and so creative. On my most recent trip, I saw Ragtime.
I've been hearing so many good things about Ragtime.
Like fully, I actually had never listened to it. I'd never seen anything about it before. And I like went into the show, and I am not joking, at intermission, I had to fix my makeup because I had like tear tracks like in my foundation. And I was like, oh my God, this is like not a great look, but like the show is phenomenal. If you're on Theater Talk at all, you have heard Joshua Henry with his like little clip that's going around that is viral. That is just like,
I feel like I'm on the surface of Theater Talk, but I'm like not deep in there. I'm at the level of like when you say Moulin Rouge, I think about Aaron Tveit and his Roxanne tango.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
It's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It crushes my soul that like the version where he opts up isn't in the cast recording. So I just have to pretend that he's letting it rip.
Thank God for those people who broke the rules
and
recorded
the show.
it for us. I mean, don't do that, but like, also thank you.
I feel like something that also goes with like the theater kid experience is like being a Disney nerd or a Disney adult. And I have it on good authority that you absolutely love Disneyland.
I do.
What are your like go-to stops when you go to Disneyland? Rides, food, all the good stuff.
Okay, so I am pretty basic because I don't really do rides. To be totally honest, my typical Disneyland day, I do this about once a week. I drop my kid off at school.
That's the best part. That's the key right there.
You're out of here. I leave my house around 8 o'clock in the morning. I live 10 minutes away from the park.
Oh my gosh, the jealousy is so real right now.
I am in by 8:30. I get breakfast. I take my laptop to Galaxy's Edge, and I write in Galaxy's Edge like at least once a week. And it is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me.
I hear that and I'm like, Lord, I've seen what you do for others. When is it my turn?
And then, so I will like sit there. I'll usually write for like an hour and a half. My husband is in the Disneyland band.
That is so cool.
I go and I like watch him perform and do his little sets. I will like sometimes have lunch, usually grab like something sweet on my way out, and then I'm like home by 2 o'clock. It's like the best day ever.
I cannot get over how absolutely envious I am of you. That sounds like the perfect day. I like to ask my authors sometimes like, oh, like if you could build the perfect day, where would you go? And they talk about all the different things and places they could go in the world. And then I'm hearing this and I'm like, mind you, I've never been to Disneyland. I've only ever been to Disney World. Also, I have to know, as a big Disneyland girl, what is the difference for you between land and world?
I mean, okay, so I have only been to Disney World once, and I was like a kid, so I don't remember it super well. But for me, I think what I also, especially hear from other people that do both parks, is that the best thing about Disneyland and California Adventure is it's like they're 10 yards away from each other. So I walk out the gate of Disneyland, I take 2 minutes, get to the gate at California Adventure. California Adventure has alcohol. You can get your beer. You can take your drinks in line with you, which I don't think you're allowed to do at Disney World.
Probably not. I feel like Disney World's super stingy and strict.
So you just like like if I'm going to be there with my kid and he's like, you know, I want to go on Web Slingers and the line is like 45 minutes. I'm like, great, I will get a beer. I will drink my beer in line. Yep. We'll go on our little Spider-Man ride. I mean, Avengers Campus, it's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Again, I've never been, and I'm just like, okay,
also,
adding another trip to my bucket list.
Hardly ever rains at our parks. So
that's true. I feel like when you go to World, you better have like your clear poncho in your back pocket ready to go.
I don't even own a poncho, so...
I will say, though, there is rain in the California forecast.
I know. It's supposed to rain on Monday. Week. I'm supposed to go to Disneyland on Monday, and I'm like, I will be canceling that reservation if it's going to rain.
Yeah. I was like, I come from Texas, and so we just got out of the ice storm, and I'm like, haha, California has to get some rain.
I know. We're very spoiled, though. I mean, it's literally been like 80 degrees the whole year, so.
Gorgeous.
We can't
I
complain
know, and yet the
much.
one time I show up, it's like 60-something degrees, and the pool is cold, and I'm like,
yeah, I can't do that. I didn't even bring my bathing suit because I was like, oh, this is too cold for me.
I didn't either.
I'm not doing that.
I thought about it. I got to go stock the hotel and see if there's a hot tub somewhere, but...
There's an adults only pool, so...
Dangerous.
That's probably where to go.
If they heat that pool, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
That's
Cut the
probably
cameras.
where to be.
You co-host a podcast since you're on a podcast right now. I was like, I love when authors also dabble in the podcasting universe. You have one called Happy to Meet Cute.
Happy to Meet Cute. Mm-hmm.
Which I just think is so cool. What are some of your favorite meet cutes in books, TV, or movies?
Oh gosh. Okay, that's the kind of question that you ask me, and I'm like, have I ever seen a meet cute ever
I know,
once
it's like
in my
I have
life?
extensive knowledge of what I've seen and viewed, and now that you ask, like, I've seen nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the one that like first came into my head when you said that is in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, when they're just hanging out and they make their little bet. But I will say, okay, here's a good one too. I am obsessed with the People We Meet on Vacation movie.
Oh my gosh, such a beautiful adaptation.
It's so good. And I love Poppy. Like, she is one of my favorites, and I feel like their first meeting at the car is just like so Poppy.
Yeah.
And you really, from that very first moment, get a really true sense of like who both of those characters are. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on your podcast, you get to meet some really cool people in the literary universe. You've interviewed Nisha J. Tooley, Sarah Adams, Joe Segura. I love Joe Segura. Who would you say are some of the authors that like you still like are dying to like have a meet cute with?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, so the person that we've had on the podcast that like took me out fully was Danielle Jensen.
Yes.
The Bridge Kingdom was like the first like adult romantasy series that I like really, really got into, and I fully was just like and then I did a panel with her at Comic-Con last summer, and I was just like, hi, I'm sure you don't remember me, and that's totally fine, but like, hi, I'm Falon. She was like so lovely and so kind. She's Canadian, so of course. And I feel like, I mean, honestly, like my dream guest at this point is probably Emily Henry, and we'll never get her.
Hey, don't say that. Put it out into the universe. Good things can come your way. I mean, especially because she has like 5 more adaptations loading.
Yeah,
you've got some time to work your way up.
We gotta get in there.
Okay, so because at the time that we're recording, we're at Love Lit Con right now, but some people will likely be watching this in the future when we are not at Love Lit Con, which already breaks my heart, but c'est la vie. Tell our listeners, both live and future, where can you be found here at the convention? Where's your table if you're doing any panels? And then for future listeners, where can they find you online?
Yeah, so I am doing a panel on Saturday at 10:30 that is all about pop culture. So literally like my favorite thing to talk about ever. So that one is going to be super fun. And then I'm at table, I think I'm at 95. I'm very close to like the ocean window. If you haven't been in there yet. It is stunning. And so I will just be staring out at the view all day long. If you are not at LoveLitCon, I'm very easy to find on the internet because I'm the only Falon Ballard, and that is my username on everything. So you can just search for Falon Ballard. 1 L in Falon, but you'll find me either way.
Love it. Well, there you have it. Thank you for tuning into Talk Wordy, and my thanks again to Falon Ballard for coming on the show. Absolutely geeked. I still cannot believe that I just had a full-on conversation with you. I'm over the moon about it. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at TalkWordyPod, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.
Bye.